Okay, I think we're live. I just got to set a few things up here. Yeah, turn the volume off. Looks like I got to refresh something.
From hoses to hand tools, lighting to ladder.
Okay, I just had to refresh it. It started working. So it looks like I'm live. I'll go back here so I can see what's going on. We are on the short feed, so hopefully we can pick up some people. Hey, Leisure, how's it going? How's the weather over there? We're hanging in here pretty good. Looks like Michelle's coming in. She cooked me something to eat, but I don't know how I'm gonna eat that. JD, how's it going?
It's hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that video you sent me. That thing is pretty awesome. Not sure that my shop's big enough for a floor sweeper. JD sent me. They got a. Have you guys always had that? Yeah, it's not bad here either, Leisure. It's yeah, I just put the microphone down. You buy it new or was it used? You know what would be cool on that is if it was one of those little robot ones that could drive around by itself. Oh, it's raining there in Canada. Oh, you bought it new. You guys must be using it a lot. Let's check out the video. He sent me a video of it too. That thing's pretty cool. I'll have to check it out. I just don't know. My shop's probably not big enough for one of those. It's on Amazon, okay. I'm getting a bunch of messages. Okay. Yeah, I just got, I don't know. It's probably my last card I got from O'Reilly's. It's for the parts payoff. I get one every quarter, but I haven't been buying very much, so this one's for 61 bucks. So just buying parts at O'Reilly's, they gave me 61 bucks back. I got like 3 in my wallet I haven't spent yet. I usually buy them to buy tools. And then I got all my spent ones over here. And I don't even think these are all of them. But yeah, kind of cool that I get these gift cards, or yeah, they're gift cards. You could choose whether they pay you back on your account, get a check, or a gift card. But that's kind of cool having the first call account. I can sign up for all these things. So I usually buy tools. Let's see one of the last tools I bought. Just looking here. I put in a lot of pictures today, and I put them in the order. Yeah, here it is. So I like these little power torque ratchets and stuff. Got a couple of these. Yeah, well, I haven't bought very much from O'Reilly's. They won't honor the labor claim yet. The guy can't. The manager came to my shop the other day, and he said they're going to resubmit it a different way. So this is going to be the third time it's been submitted. I just told him, I said, I'm not going to do much. I told the manager, I'm like, I'm not going to do much until you guys honor your labor claim for them junk parts you sold me. And he's like, oh, I see. So go back here to the cam. Yeah, I'm going to start off tonight with a Spring Grove soda pop root beer. So I just did a Kia. I did the valve cover gaskets. Can't remember. It was a 3.3 liter, the V6 or whatever. And when I was in there, I'm like, well, now would be the perfect time to check the spark plugs. So I did. And to me, this thing, let me check how many miles. So it's got 193,000 miles on it. The valve cover gaskets were leaking. I can't remember what else I did. But anyways, I was like, I'm going to check these spark plugs. So I pulled them out. I changed them without asking her. But she said she was just at the dealer and they put these in 40,000 miles ago. And I have a hard time believing that, but maybe. The OE plug. One of them looks like it's burning a little oil. But they look like they got more than 40,000 miles on them. I don't know. I was just wondering what you guys think. Regardless, the service data says they're supposed to be replaced every 105,000 miles. So we're only 10,000 miles from being replaced again anyways. She wasn't mad or anything. I kept the price down really low. I just said that they looked like they needed to be replaced to me, so I replaced them. I mean, they did. They're definitely burning off to the side. Look like they're leaking some compression. One was oil fouled. So I replaced them. So I was just wondering what you guys thought about how many miles you think are on them plugs. Yeah, hopefully my internet doesn't drop out. I'm a little skeptical of whether it's going to drop out or not. JD, how's the weather over there in Nova Scotia? How was your week? I forgot to ask you. I did put up, I got a picture of your Maserati engine. I just think that's the coolest car ever. Hey, Michelle, it's about time you get on here. Well, let's see. Let's go into some of the other stuff. So I started driving the van again. So there's Michelle's Impala in the van, and then there's the motorhome back there. Yeah, they're laser iridium laser plugs. They're like $20 some a piece my cost. Yeah, so I had to mow the other day, so had to move the van. So I'm like, gosh, I got the van running again. I'm gonna start driving it. Me and Michelle went to lunch today in the van. Week's been good so far. Yeah, mine hasn't been too bad. I did have to work a little bit today. See, I did the Jeep axle seal. So the rear axle, I had to get that out of there. This one, it wouldn't slip through if you took the wheel bearing out, so you had to take all the suspension apart. And then I did... No, she likes riding in that van. First thing I did is I diagnosed the ISM switch is bad. ISM. But I went through everything. I smoke tested it. I checked the purge valve. Checked the wiring. I just wanted to cover all my bases because their gas cap light was on and it had P0456 and P0457. So I did what it turned out to be was, I started messing around with it, and I should be able to make it go open or close by blowing in it. And it would always stay open. So I grabbed the new one. I got a Mopar one. That's another one of my points is like I only put in Mopar ISM switches. But turned out that I could operate or blow into the new one and make it switch from open to close. So we put that in there. I couldn't find no evap leaks or anything, and the purge valve was completely sealed. And then I did a brake fluid flush on it. So before and after on the brake fluid. And then she had a new code today. It's a P0457F, and it has to do with the 14. Let me see the definition. 14-volt battery state of charge performance. So it does have an AGM battery in there, and her start-stop light was on. So I'm just not sure if something's wrong with the alternator or if the battery's bad. I told her I didn't check into it other than read the code and clear it off of there. And she said, yeah, that little auto start-stop light has been coming on. So I told her, I said, once you recover a little bit from your bill today, go ahead and make another appointment and we'll see what's going on. I said, it seems to be starting good, but you never know. It's going to be winter soon. So that leads me to a whole nother point. I made a new tool today. Got the parts in to make a new tool. Did Michelle know? Everyone looks when we drive that van. Yeah, because it's a classic. Corshane, how you doing? How's it been going for you, Corshane? So yeah, I made a new tool today. Got all the stuff in. I ordered a little sealed lead acid battery. And then I wired this doodad up to it. And it's got a little switch here to turn it on. But it's going to be coming to battery season soon. And then you just plug this into the OBD2 port. And it'll keep the memory for you. And it's got a built-in fuse, so if it starts drawing too much current. Yeah, and I put a little handle on it. So I can't wait to start using this. I'm just going to set it right over here. And then I've been having a little bit of spare time at the end of the day, so I had a hard time getting the valves out of those 3.7 heads. Getting the keepers off. Corshane says I've been okay working like crazy things to get caught up. I bet you you're a little bit behind on what happened. Because of what happened. So yeah, I couldn't get the valve keepers off of my normal valve spring compressor, which is a piece of junk. And then I got the little screw down ones, and I got the bar ones for the Chevy. I got a bunch of them. But I was just having trouble, so I came up with this deal here where I used the drill press. And I just welded a washer to a 3/8 bolt. Let me make it bigger, but it works really good. I think I'm going to do that on all of them from now on. Yeah, he says there's a lot. Corshane says he's a lot behind, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, you gotta just have peace of mind when stuff like that happens. Michelle says she hasn't had to beat me lately. I'm just kind of mowing down real quick here because it's starting to get cold. So there's another problem with these heads. One of the cam cap bearing caps must have had a broken off bolt because part of it's still in there. Somebody drilled the hole crooked, and I got to try to fix that. So I think I'm going to have to helicoil it. I can't find my 6mm helicoils. There's just no way I could have gone through my whole life without having to put a 6mm helicoil in. Yeah, go for it, Corshane. I'll answer a question. Yeah, thanks, Leisure. I had to come up with something because my valve spring compressor just couldn't get in there to squeeze those down. And I'm telling you, cranking on the drill press handle, it goes so easily. All right, I got her all mowed down. So yeah, I figured that one out. Built the memory saver. Yeah, there's a picture of my memory saver. So I used to just use my jump pack and then I rigged up a OBD2 connector plug and I got a cigarette lighter plug for it, but I don't like bringing the jump pack into people's cars because it does hook onto batteries. So, and it's kind of just awkward. This will be sitting right there on my bench. Car comes in for the battery. I'll just plug it in, change the battery, reset whatever I got to reset in the computer, and get it out the door. I just hope the batteries I get this year are better than the batteries I got last year. I had to warranty almost all of them. Then the other question I had, do you think this thing will reverse charge the little battery back up? So that's a question I gotta figure out. I guess, of course, I can figure that out any day. I could just bring it in and plug it into the Jeep or the Impala and see if it reverse charges. But yeah, we've been doing some work on the RV. I'm still on schedule, staying on schedule. I think I'm one invoice behind right now. Let me check it. 37 invoices for the month so far. No, I think I'm just one to the good. Watch out on Volvos using a tool like that. It will blow a fuse. Yeah, I know it's only got a 5 amp fuse in it, but I know I've blown on my other one. I've blown some fuses, and if it starts blowing fuses, I just leave it. Yeah, I did one time blow a fuse in the fuse box using it. Took me a while to figure out what the hell was going on. But yeah, I would rather try to keep the memory. I don't think 5 amps of current's going to hurt anything. And the tool is made for it. So let me get the box. But when I looked it up on Amazon, the tool was made as a memory saver, but this is what it says. Yeah, memory saver cable. Did I see your question? No. Oh, okay. So, okay, now I see it, Corshane. Okay, so working on a 2018 Hyundai Elantra. Change the crank sensor and the cam sensor, and it won't start. Well, my question is, did it start before you changed it? So I'm assuming it turns over. But did it run before you changed it? I'm assuming it didn't run before you changed it. So it has codes for the crank sensor and cam sensor, then she probably slipped timing. So JD, do you guys use any tools to save the memory on cars when they come in to change the battery? So yeah, Leisure says new sensor's bad. Looks like Michelle handled that guy. No, it didn't, and it kept saying cam and crank correlation. Yeah, that's pretty much like she's not in time. Something slipped. It'd be interesting to know what it sounds like when it turns over. Like, can you hear it? You should watch a video on so yeah, one JD said to look and see if the tach moves. That's a good indicator that your sensor is good if it does. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Leisure on this one. The timing chain, or if it's got a belt. I just found out my little Ecotech in this Chevy Aveo has got a belt. Somebody had the cover off of it with no bolts in it, but the belt looks good. So, and it runs. So, won't be having to change the belt on that one. Yeah, but there's no gallop in the cranking though. Well, it could be that they're all bent. I would do a compression check. I would check at least a couple cylinders on each side. If it ain't got no compression, then something's wrong. Honestly, that's what I would do. It could be just the chain maybe is stretched so far that the cam crank correlation's off so far that the computer won't let it run. I don't know if that's a possibility. It cranks over smooth. I need more information. You need to pull a couple plugs and do some compression testing for me. Yeah, if you have a scope, you could do a compression test. What do they call that? I am no good at doing those compression tests with the scope, but someday I'll have more time just to play around to figure it out. Yeah. I'm just guessing that you got some bent valves there. And I guess relative compression, that's what it is. I am no good at doing those with the scope. I've tried a couple times. I'm better off using my ear on a relative compression test. Okay, it does have RPM when cranking. So that usually means that your crank sensor is reading. So I guess Michelle, I can't remember. Oh, I was over mowing the yard the other day. And Michelle said the Matco man stopped. I'm like, what did you do? And she says, I locked the door and told him that Pete was gone. I just opened it a little bit and then I locked it. I'm like, cool. Yeah, so the other thing is maybe it just doesn't have spark or feel if the compression's good, but usually when you get a correlation error, that they're correct. It's got a correlation error. I guess it probably would have correlation error if one of the sensors went bad, I guess, maybe. But then it should throw a fault for that sensor. Yeah, I went to fuel pump school, and the first thing they always told us was to I think they told us to put 5 gallons of gas in it. That was quite a few years ago. So I mean, if it's got compression, then it's down to spark or feel. I had a car, I don't know, a few years back. The catalytic converter was plugged. It would fire about every cylinder, just and that was it. They had it at a few shops and they couldn't figure it out, but I ended up putting my back pressure gauge on it and just turning the engine over, pegged out the gauge. Michelle said she cracked the door and took his flyer and said Pete isn't here today. I was like, that's good. I don't need to buy any tools I don't need. So Corshane says that he does have power to the coils, but are they sparking? We've gotten many cars towed in with no gas. Well, not many, but a couple. All it was out of gas. I tried to start it a couple times and then quit trying. JD says it's going to be right back. So what else? Oh yeah, we worked on the motorhome. Where did I put that picture? Okay, so you got spark. So you just got 2 questions left. Do you got compression and do you got fuel? Yeah, so I ordered these things a long time ago to put that is a little pantry there and that slides in and out. But I just got around to putting these in the other day and I'm not sure that I want them all in there, but that's where I put them for now. So a whole case of water could fit in there, and they're little sliders, spring-loaded sliders that push the bottles to the outside, like where that one single bottle is there. So each one holds 5 bottles. So I did that for Michelle the other day. Yeah, so fuel pressure, put a fuel pressure gauge on it, but it's a Hyundai, so I don't know if that would have a fuel pressure port or not. So it's got spark. Leisure wants to know, does it have a fuel pressure? Or does it have fuel pressure? Yeah, that's... And Corshane says, so my scan tool says I have fuel pump pressure and voltages. Also, it has a high pressure fuel pump on it. I don't know, maybe some of the older Fords could read the regular fuel pressure. Michelle says reset the battery and try it again. So I guess the other thing, maybe the security could be on. I'd look for any security lights. Of course, if it's security, what's that going to do? Cut off the fuel and the spark? Or I got to reset my phone here because it keeps going on and off. So I'm going to keep it on pictures for right now while I restart this phone. But yeah, I did that. What else did we do to the motorhome, Michelle? we've been busting our butts getting it ready to go. Yeah, I know. I've had quite a few cars, of course, Shane, that the security is on, or like a Ford, the chip's built into the key, and if you got the spare key, she'll start a couple times, but then when you go to the grocery store and come back out, she won't start. But of course, that Ford would not turn over on a security on a Ford. It just won't turn over. Leisure wants to know, did anybody install a new cylinder head on that car? Michelle says it's a 2018 Hyundai. I don't know how the security system works on a 2018 Hyundai. I'm going to try to get my phone camera going back here again. It uses it goes through the router, the internet box. And I don't know if it's cutting me out IPs or... So I'm going to put it back on and turn it on and see what happens. All right. The phone is back on, so we'll just see what that happens, or see what happens with that. Yeah, these spark plugs. How many miles do you guys think are on those? Is it possible that that's only 40,000 miles? Yeah, you can see the laser pointer on that one. That one was firing straight across. You can see the little black spot in the middle. Yeah, I always if I got a security issue, I'll always ask my customer if they got another key or if they got a spare fob. Oh, I suppose that's a keyless one, so the fob. Maybe just change the battery in the fob. Of course, if it turns over, it really can't be the battery in the fob. My scanner will tell me if the security is active or not. So they'll go into the IMMO, and it'll scan and see if your security is active or not. We had to do that. What on that little Colorado? We couldn't get it to start. And you're supposed to do the key learn, like turn it on for 10 minutes, 3 different times, but that wasn't the right learn procedure for that one. It was leave the key on for 30 minutes without doing anything, and then it relearned the key. But they had that one at a couple different shops too, and they couldn't figure it out. I did a 2020 Ford Transit van. They took it to the dealer to get the keys made, and they couldn't program the keys. But he comes here, and I can program the keys in like 5 minutes. Yeah. Usually a scan tool will tell you if the security is activated or not. I'm going to try to do a little pull. I'm typing it up here. Okay, I'm gonna try this pull. I'm just asking how many miles because she has an invoice, and according to the invoice, they only have 40,000 miles on them. The car has 193,000 miles on it, and I just changed them again. Yeah, valet key is limited access. All right, so I'm trying this pull. Yeah, switch it to all messages here. So, of course, Shane says he's going to try that tomorrow. That one that's got a little bit of oil fall has the most compression leaking out of the porcelain there. So what does it mean if the key fob on the back says valet key? Does that mean anything? Yeah, valet keys are limited access. Like usually it won't let you do certain things inside the car. Jeffro, how did the rally go, man? I've seen some videos and it looks like some people ain't happy up there. I keep looking for you for more videos and for your live like on Sunday nights. You're finally back home. I'm glad you made it. We were thinking about you every night, wondering if you're hoping you were going to have a safe trip and make it back. Man, you got to be tired out a little bit. But I am missing your live streams, that's for sure. Of course, she says, "Are you kidding me?" So that means he gave me the wrong key. No wonder. Yeah, but I think it'll still start because that's like the key that you would give to a valet. I mean, it could have a certain speed limit on it, certain functions like that. I think some cars you can program what that valet key does. Numbers seemed down, prices were a little high, but honestly, that's to be expected. He's talking about the Sturgis. I slept most of the day today. I actually got home yesterday evening around 8. Yeah, I bet. It's that's a lot of driving on a Harley. Valet key will start the car. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Should start the car. I don't know. I don't know about that, Michelle. The valet key should start the car. It just limits. It could limit your speed. It could like not make the trunk open, stuff like that. And a lot of cars you can set up the parameters of what the key will do. Jeff wrote 10,500 miles in 33 days. That's incredible. So I think he went all the way up to Alaska also. Yeah. I mean, a compression test too will answer some questions. It's a little scary to me when it had cam crank correlation codes. Give a shot at brake cleaner and see if it offers to start. Yeah, I know some brake cleaners won't fire, and some brake cleaners fire half-ass. So make sure it's a flammable brake cleaner. In the Leisure says in the old days, actual valet keys only worked in the ignition and wouldn't work for the glove box or trunk. Yeah, so they limit your glove box, they limit your console, they limit your trunk. I know they can limit the actual speed your vehicle can go on some of them, not all. Can ask Google on this specific year, make and model, and see. Or some ether, yeah. My ether is getting down. I gotta buy a new can. So let's see what else I did. Oh yeah, I got a 2010 Ford Fusion coming in next week for no power steering, and it's electric rack and pinion. And I told them if it's the rack and pinion, I will only put in a Ford OE rack and pinion. But we looked it up today. I can't get one. So I said, if you want it fixed, you're gonna have to get your own parts, and I will not stand behind the parts. But he wanted to know if I would check it out to see if that's what I thought it was. So I checked all the powers and grounds and the CAN bus. It's got all of it. It's got U3000. So usually when they get the U3000, it's usually always the rack and pinion. Yup, Alaska and Sturgis is where Jeffro went to. So how was the weather in Alaska? I use starting fluid, carb cleaner, sometimes brake cleaner. Sometimes brake cleaners aren't flammable. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about. Well, I did the AC seals and the oil service on that van the other day. I did the little short video on. Well, it turns out that those connections to the condenser weren't exactly as tight as they should have been. So that's why it's picking up a little leak there. And I'm still not convinced that the rear evaporator core is not bad, but I can't find no leak back there. So I guess if he loses air conditioning again, it's got to be the evaporator core in the back. But I did find the leaks on the condenser line connections. So it was leaking there. They were not tight. So tomorrow I got to put on some mud flaps because a guy, one of my customers, backed in the curb or something, wrapped his tailpipe into the mud flaps and burned a hole in his mud flap. So I ordered him some Ford mud flaps, and I got to put them on for him because I straightened this pipe out with my pry bar, and it looks pretty good. And then I got a brake inspection and possibly brakes on a 2012 Ford Fusion tomorrow. Let's just look at some of the stuff I have done. Oh, we had two great big Ram 3500 6.7 Cummins diesels in on Saturday. Two of them the same day. One was for an oil change and one was for a tire rotation. And I did the tire rotation on the K-tool. So I just used a couple bottle jacks, and 2 bottle jacks is all I need, and I can rotate the tires. So, Corshane, did you try to relearn on that rack and pinion? There is no relearn for it, but you can, my scanner can copy the data and put it onto the new one. Those cars in the 2010, 11, and 12 are known for the electric power steering racks to go out. I think every Fusion I've had in here, I've had to do the rack. It was cloudy a lot of the days, and it was a little chilly up in Alaska. I think is what James is talking about. And then a cold front had moved in right when we got there, so we're dealing with that. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it was just a little cool up there, because it's in the mornings and at the evenings here. Now it's starting to get cool here in Minnesota. I can feel a fall coming really fast. Did have 2 warm days out of the 5. I've never been to Alaska. I would seriously like to try to live there, or at least visit. Ford Fusion, you can do a relearn process on them, and I never heard of a relearn process on a Ford Fusion. Daniel Roy, how's it going tonight? Well, hey Daniel, how you doing? We're just having a little chit chat about some cars. Of course, Shane's got one car he's working on. JD says, "Do you have the tool that screws into the oil filters?" Yeah. So the very first one I did quite a few years ago, I'm like, man, that sucked changing that oil filter. So I knew there was a tool for it because at the shop I worked at before, and they only cost a few dollars. I just get the cheap one, but I don't spill a drop now. So it's really great. I didn't even get dirty that day changing the oil on a 6.7. So his oil change bill was a little bit expensive, but we got to change the oil on that pickup like every 2 months. And he does have a check engine light, and it's for the rear knock sensor. But I took a look at it. I mean, just a little bit. I just did an inspection, a visual, and that mouse must have gotten into the wiring because it's all taped up back there. So I told the guy, I said, you should make an appointment for that rear knock sensor, and then I'll just undo all the wiring, and I'm suspecting that it's got some bad wiring. You made your own? Well, that's pretty awesome. How does it print the threads on it where it screws in? I'll go get it so everybody can see what we're looking at it. Yeah, we did the fuel filters too, and we could not get the best filters I could get were K&N. And I do not like changing fuel filters on a Cummins because of what do they call that, high pressure pump? But you don't want to get any contamination into the fuel lines or fuel system when you're changing them filters. And then the water sensor on the rear water separator, I could not get the sensor out. So we had to order a new sensor, and Michelle had to run to O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's was the only one that had it. So that's like one of the only things I bought from O'Reilly's in the past month. But we had no choice. So she had to make a run to O'Reilly's so I could get this truck done so I could get off for the rest of the day. I mean, have the rest of the day off and relax, not get off. Am I good with diesels? I'm not too bad, but I do not like working on them. And depending upon what the job is, I'll tell them to go to a different shop. I just did injectors on a 6.0 Power Stroke, and I did the oil cooler on a Power Stroke. What else did I do? I just don't like big trucks. So anything that's over a 1500 has a different rate when it comes into my shop. The water sensor on the bottom of the water separator filter would not unscrew at all. So Michelle had to go to O'Reilly's. Here it is. And I had changed this filter before. So this is an O'Reilly's filter. The last time I did it, whatever brand their filters is, but this water separator will not screw out of there. I even put it in the vise. It turns, but it's stuck, stripped. So this O'Reilly's filter, microguard, it's a microguard. This O'Reilly's cheap-ass O'Reilly's filter that I put on there ruined the water sensor. But we got them K&N filters this time, and we had to get the O'Reilly's Master Pro, whatever sensor that was from O'Reilly's. So I just went and grabbed it off the shelf, and she leaked a little oil out onto me. But anyways, this is the tool that JD says he made, one of these. So the Cummins oil filter, you take it off through the passenger wheel well, and then you unscrew it, and then drop it down, set it down in there. Well, the oil does drain back just a little bit, so it doesn't spill. And then you screw this on top of the filter. And then you can pull that filter out without spilling any oil at all. So I'm just wondering, JD, does your 3D printer print these threads on there? So let me catch up on these. Yeah, do you have the tool that screws into the filter so you don't spill oil when you take the filter out of 6.7? Yeah, and he 3D printed his. Michelle says he gets the fuel filters changed also. Of course, Shane says I'm good with diesels. I've always hated diesels. I started out working on semi trucks. I've rebuilt 8V92 Detroit. Rebuilt some 350 Cummins, and then I dropped the 350 Cummins head on my foot. Didn't like that very much. Then I was changing the clutch on, I don't know, it's a Cummins engine with whatever 13 speed or whatever, big transmission, and I needed to change the pilot bearing. Well, I just packed her full of grease and I was punching her out, but I ended up putting my thumb over my punch, and I hit that with a 3-pound hammer, and that didn't feel good either. I just got sick of working on them. I was greased from head to toe. I'm like, there's better jobs that I can do than this one. I'm working on a GMC to kick, having problems with the throttle not working. Is that a GMC sidekick, you mean? Oh, top kick, having problems with the throttle not working. Is that a cable or is it a wire? Drive-by wire. Drop kick, the top kick to the curb. Alicia's always got the best ones. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have even taken that job in. It has to be electric throttle, Alicia. Yep, I'll send you a pic. Okay, that's cool. Oh, it does print these threads on there. See those threads? Well, that's cool as crap. You could make these and sell them. Do you have it on all comments, P? Yeah, I just turned that on all comments. Let's see what this picture looks like. Napa Gold filter. All right, so here's the tool, like this one that JD just sent me. Yeah, that's well, there. Now you can see it maybe just a little bit better. He made his lime green. That's, you know why he made it that color? So he wouldn't lose it. Yeah, I only put Cummins oil filters on the 6.7s. I don't know. I think maybe does the 5.9 take the same filter? Okay, what I think I meant to say is I only put the Mopar Cummins filter on. It smells like new. And then I use a Rotella T6. Yep, I got it on all comments. Yeah, the spark plugs, the pull is going. So let's put them back on. I'll kind of, I don't know. I think they got, I don't know, 40,000 miles. That's what the invoice says. The dealer said they changed them. It kind of looked to me like somebody was in there halfway and then they bailed. They forgot to put a couple hose clamps back on. So I finished up the job correctly. I did not. Here's the other thing. They billed her for intake plenum gaskets. And I don't think that they've been changed either. I don't have a picture of them, but they were the light gray colored and they were very icky, very full of oil. I had to clean them all. I didn't get plum gaskets either, but I cleaned all the gaskets and put them back in and made sure they felt like they were going to seal. And I put one on. Yeah, I understand that work at the shop because I had another shop that's all we would put on is the Napa Pro Selects when I worked over there at Southland. But this Cummins Mopar filter it's cheaper than the Napa Gold. Considerably cheaper. So also got the 7.3 Power Stroke. How do you get the exhaust downpipe out? I think you gotta, take it off the turbo there, and then you gotta section the pipe out where it splits down underneath and pull that piece of pipe out of there. Hey man, I'm working on an old 1970 C20 and I'm trying to put in a hydraulic clutch, but I am struggling to put in the pump that connects to the pedals. You mean the master cylinder? What part are you struggling on? You can't get it bolted in or you can't get it bled out. Here's a 1968 C20 that I just it's a manual transmission. Well, this one's got linkage. Yeah, so you're putting in a hydraulic setup on yours? Eduardo. So I don't know. I don't think they had hydraulic clutches on an old Chevy. Is it factory? But I'm struggling to put the pump in that connects to the pedals. Any tip? So I think you're trying to fabricate something in there. Yeah, I did the oil pan on it. It has a 283 large journal in it. And then I had to fix the steering column with the turn signal cam. Yeah, it's a pretty nice truck. It has a 4-speed manual transmission. They did it aftermarket. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, you just got to fabricate it in there. I converted an old Chevy, not this old, but I converted one from automatic to a manual. But we went to the junkyard and we got every part. I'm putting a new Tremec TKO 5-speed with a 383 stroker. You sound like a friend of mine, Benny. He's got a 383 stroker with a TKO 5-speed that has 4th gear laying in the bottom of the transmission, they found out. So if maybe you're using the stock manual linkage and you're trying to hook a master up to that. Yeah, I mean, just keep thinking about it, making a bracket. So that's what I think is happening here. He's going to use the stock pedal that was a manual linkage and he's converting it over to hydraulic. I wonder if they make a kit. Yeah, my phone keeps going on and off. I don't understand what's going on. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I would just keep I don't think it would matter which way your master cylinder is tipped unless it has a reservoir built into it. If it has a remote reservoir, you should be able to mount that in any direction. But then, yeah, it's probably made to be mounted one direction because of the way it would be fill up with fluid and then bled out. Yeah, so you kind of got to mount that according to how it's got to be in there. Yeah, you'll just have to come up with brackets and you'll figure it out. I know you will. I never converted one over. Yeah, this is a 68 Chevy C20. Pretty nice little truck there. Michelle, I did finish my supper. Thank you for making me something to eat. What else? What else is happening? I got on Thursday. I got a wheel bearing, and then the guy he works at Napa, so he's going to bring me his own parts, but it's on an Envoy, and then he wants me to drain and fill the transmission, and I told him that I do drain and fills 3 times, so bring me 18 quarts of transmission fluid, and I'll do the drain and fill. So we'll see what kind of transmission fluid he brings me. Corshane says, or Michelle says, yeah, you're welcome, dear. Well, thank you for thinking of me. Let me get back onto the camera. Why it's still on? It keeps going on and off. This camera right here, this one. But anyways, so Corshane says, did you take the hydraulic setup out of another truck? Good question. Or just fabbing something till it works. Thank you for your time. Well, thanks for coming. You'll figure it out. I got confidence. Oh, he's using a Speedway kit. So Speedway has very good helpline. I used to buy a lot of stuff from Speedway. Leisure says you're better off sticking with the Z-bar. Hydraulic clutches are unreliable. I would have to agree. Yeah, there goes the camera. I would have to agree with Leisure on that one. I did convert my modified, let me show you, to a hydraulic clutch. I'm going to bring up a picture. I don't know why the camera keeps going on and off. It's really pissing me off. So right there, you see the master cylinder right behind the wheel there? That's the master cylinder for the clutch. And then I got a little Speedway Motors slave cylinder down there that pushes on the fork. My phone will not stay connected. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shut the TV off. Maybe I got too much bandwidth going on here. It should have a step-by-step instructions. The long tube headers get in the way. I really wanted to use a Z-bar. So he did want to keep it a manual clutch, manual linkage. And I did not know that they're called a Z-bar, so Leisure did. That's great. He knows a lot of stuff. So he's got long tube headers. Yeah, see the headers on this race car. Here, I got a picture I could show you of the slave cylinder I got on here. I know we can pick it up in this picture as soon as I find it. Yeah, so right there beside the oil filter, there's the bracket I made for my my slave cylinder. So it's just a 90-degree bracket. And then I bolted that to the bell housing. And I probably made my own push rod. But that's just a Speedway slave cylinder right there. See, the long tube headers might come back right in that area. No, I don't, JD, I don't use any Napa Golds, but I use the Napa Performers, and I think we used to call them Pro Selects. So that's my main filter when your car's got more mileage on it for cars and normal vehicles that come in, gas vehicles. If your car's got low miles, like under 75,000 or under 80,000 miles, I will strictly stay with an OE filter. Most of the cars I get in that have low miles already have OE filters on them because they were serviced at the dealer. So I do like what I call dealer service, where I use the same stuff they do. I have nothing wrong with Napa Gold filters. I use Napa filters here, just not the Golds, because they're too expensive. Of course, Shane says, hey, Pete, is the screen black? Can't see nothing. Yeah, my camera keeps shutting off. But it'll come back on because I switched to a picture. Eduardo says I should have step-by-step instructions. Long tube headers get in the way. Wanted to use the toolbar. Yeah, I just thought of something. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope this picture helped you, because this is what I did on my modified. Yeah, the camera keeps going on and off. I'm going to try here in a minute again. I don't know what is going on with the camera tonight. And then last week, what? The internet shut off on me for like 5 minutes. I'm always having an issue on something, you know? I'm getting a lot of pictures. Eduardo, Michelle says, good luck, Eduardo. Good luck, man. Well, it'll come back on. Either that or you lost your internet, because it's working on mine. I just checked. I got my video. I got my internet, or my internet browser going here, and I'm watching. I can watch my own live stream right on there. But yeah, my camera is going on and off. But I got it on a picture right now showing that slave cylinder on the modified engine. So it's right there. The bleeder screws on top. The little line is on the bottom. I've never had to bleed this. I've never had a leak. But honestly, in a race car, I did have something happen to it. Yeah, I did hit a rock hit my master cylinder and broke the line off, because I didn't have no clutch for one race, or at least after I got started, there was no clutch. But I can get by in a race car without a clutch. I mean, the hydraulic part, I cannot get by without the disc. Oh, he's got it back now, Michelle. But I don't know. I'm gonna switch back to the camera again here in a second. Let me go back and see if there's anything else I could put on here for just a second. Yeah, the Chevy Aveo. That car is mine, sitting here. Yeah, it's still in the shop. It's been in the shop for, what, a week now, Michelle? Yeah, it was in here since we had one of the last live streams. And I decided I am not going to fix this car. So I just got to decide. I'm just going to wait it out. Maybe I'm going to wait it out just a little bit longer. I told Michelle she could list it on Marketplace, but Michelle hasn't listed anything on Marketplace yet. I got a bunch of stuff I want to sell. Yeah, we could do that. I could do this. Just hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'll just put Michelle on. Well, I'm having issues here for sure. This is on my network where the Droid Cam communicates to the OBS, where the Droid Cam communicates to the OBS software. I can put it on my webcam, so I could do that. I have backup now. We'll try that for just a little bit because it doesn't work very good. It's in a landscape mode. Not sure if my computer, if I could change that to portrait or not. The bird is the word. Leisure's got that one too. All right, let's try. Let's try going back to the cam. I think it'll pick up here in a second, so just hold on. Maybe not. I'm gonna restart it. Oh, I see the problem. So just hold on. I'm gonna put the webcam on. I see the problem. My phone is not connected to the network. Why is it not connected to the network? I don't know. I gotta hold on this button. All right, it says it's connected now. I don't know why it got booted off. Now I'm gonna put up the Droid Cam. Oh, there we go. So I got the Droid Cam back on. It got booted off the network. I don't know why it got booted off the network, but it did. Hide Pete. I'm coming in to see something, set something straight, Pete. Now she's got that attitude adjuster.
The race car picture is no big deal. That's fine.
She does
Everybody
not.
loves that one.
She does not like
The
that.
motorhome picture is totally fine. But the Benny's car picture, that's some fighting words right there.
Why?
What do you mean? Because it's the worst fucking picture you have of me.
You can only see a little bit of your face.
Here, you show your buddy his attitude adjuster.
She's gonna put nails in there.
Attitude adjuster.
Ow. Oh, yeah, you guys are right. She came in here.
Oh, yeah.
I got the phone cam working just in time. Hey, why don't you take this plate? Yeah, Michelle made me shells and cheese. And she eats half and I eat half. Okay, she says she eats quarter and I eat 3/4. Here's all my my snake oil. So I use the Lube Guard stuff here. I'm missing one little bottle of Shutter Fix. I gotta get yet. Okay, the cam's still on. You know, it just changed how it looks. And then I got the webcam right here. I wonder if I can go into my computer settings. Camera. Okay, I'm going to put it back on this other camera while I'm messing around with these other settings. It gave me an error code.
You have an error code?
Yeah, I can't even get out of the camera settings now for the laptop. Is it raining?
No, that's your laptop screaming for help.
No, it's not giving me any any settings as far as yeah, there's no settings for to switch it to portrait or landscape for my web camera. I'm gonna get out of these settings because it made my computer fan kick up on high. Oh, Timmy's here. Timmy's here. Timmy's here.
Hi, Timmy.
Or Michelle says hi. And she's in the other room. She couldn't hear me. You got your device on?
I can't hear you right now. I'm not in
Yeah, she can't hear us. I'm assuming she doesn't have her hearing device on. All right, Corshane, hopefully you get that Hyundai figured out. And have a good day and the rest of the week and get your work done. We're doing pretty good, Timmy. I'm having troubles with the Droid Cam, this camera right here. But it seems to be working now. It's on. Anyways. Yeah, there's something I got to do here. Okay. Okay, I got that done. Yeah, so we're still on schedule, staying on schedule 100%, which is great. We're all caught up. I just got, well, besides for the Kubota, but I'm going to do that this winter. The guy just dropped it off. No, Timmy, it's these spark plugs. Let me put them back on. So she said she had these changed 40,000 miles ago. The car's got 193,000 on it. They are OE plugs, and she did say she had it done at the dealer. But I just changed them out because they look like this. They look terrible. So we're just wondering if anybody thinks that these plugs have 40,000 miles on them or 193,000 miles on them, or you just don't know. I guess I probably would. I'm thinking that they look original to me. Although the hex part or the hex part where you put the socket on looks pretty shiny. They all felt like they were at the proper torque. What really is funny is where they are blowing out compression there at the porcelain. To me, that is they're NGKs, you know, just not the best spark plugs. Yeah, do they have 40,000 or 193,000, or you just don't know? They are definitely bad. They did need to be changed. Look at that one. That's the end one there is arcing to the side, straight across. Yeah, have a good night, Corshane. God bless you too. So Timmy says it looks like they have 40,000. You can vote in the poll. I've seen Chevy spark plugs, AC Duckos come out with 200,000 miles on them that look better than these. But I don't know. Guess I'm gonna have to start paying more attention to Leisure said NGKs are good plugs. They're laser iridium. So I just wanted your guys' opinion. I'm not going to judge anybody or any way. I always put in OE plugs. Will not put in like an Autolite, aftermarket spark plug. I won't do it unless my customer asks me to. I did change plugs on the generator. We got the generator all serviced the other day on the motorhome, which I thought I took a picture of. But I did Daniel Roy says he's had good luck with NGK and Denso. The only time I didn't have good luck with NGKs was in my snowmobile, I guess. Let you know on that car, Pete. Yeah, you can let me know. You can send me a text. Spark plugs can run anywhere from 20,000 to 100,000 miles. Leisure says he always sticks with OE plugs too. That's a good idea. So in the generator I serviced, well, I guess I got the service kit up here somewhere. Right here. I thought I took some more pictures, but I put Autolites on that. It's an Onan. And then I couldn't afford to get the Onan Cummins Onan oil filter, so I got a Mobil 1. That was like $17. Then we got a Wix air filter. And we had to put some new gas lines on it. They were leaking. It's running so much better. It's still not perfect, but I don't smell like rich fuel anymore. There was more gravel in the mount for the Onan generator on my motorhome than we have in the yard. Haha. Yeah, Michelle, after I got done servicing it all, Michelle polished it up, washed it up. Yeah, I had 2 gas leaks. I had to put on a new piece of 1/4-inch fuel line. Yeah, so we did the generator. Got that all tuned up, and what else did we do, Michelle? I put in this bottle storage area for her. I mean, this is a pantry that it has, and this slides in and out. So here's the picture of it closed. And then it slides out. So I put all these little racks in there. See, they're little racks. I could take them out of there. I just put them all in there for now. I don't know if we'll have enough room for food storage, but at least the water bottles are... Oh, and then I put a couple of strong arms on some of the basement doors that didn't have them. Figured that out. And we did something else too, didn't we, Michelle? Leisure says Mr. Goodwrench was putting Autolites in GM products. I guess Katrina hit his head too hard. I used to put in Autolites back in the day. Clean the basement compartments. Timmy went racing on Saturday night. How did you do this that night, Timmy? How was the racing? How did you do? I got bad posture, so I haven't even started drinking yet, but I can't even talk. I should start sitting up straighter. But it'd be interesting. I want to know how Timmy did. I think he got 4th place last time, and he wasn't happy with that. I don't know, even know if you guys can hear me. I got my microphone sitting down there. There, maybe, is that better or worse? I'm getting very excited to go on our vacation soon. And I told Michelle, I think today, like, I am starting to get a little wore out from working all these hours. You got 4th place again? Well, I think fourth place is pretty good. I think fourth place is very respectable. Is it the same three guys to beat you the last time? I'm just asking. Yeah, I think that's a great job. Leisure says I turned 57 yesterday and woke up with a backache this morning. Well, happy birthday, Leisure. 4th out of 23 cars, Timmy says. Yeah, happy birthday, Leisure. That's awesome. Hope you had a good day yesterday. If you got a backache today, maybe you must have had a really good day. What else can we put on here? Yeah, I replaced the ACM in this Impala last week. It's good, I guess, because the guy hasn't called me back. I started counting backwards when I got to 30. So that puts me at 8 or 7 years old now. I had to program this ECM in this car. A customer bought a GM PCM, brand new, so it had to be programmed. I'm telling you, the AC Delco TDS, their server is crap. So changing the ECM and all that, and then afterwards setting the variation learn and doing all that only took doing all that stuff took less than a half an hour. Connecting to AC Delco TDS, getting everything aligned so that MDI2 could program it, took over 2 hours. And Michelle told this guy, when he came to pick it up, we programmed your car and for some reason it turned white. And your car is over on the other side of the building. And he's like, what? He's like, I just walked by my car. There's me, I'm holding the scanner, just getting done with my test drive. And I did not run it through a full drive cycle because I knew it was fixed and the code that he was complaining about was now gone. And he said it would come back right away. So it was definitely the ECM. Yeah, my Droid Cam is still going on and off. Yeah, Michelle's Impala's white. I got it right up here. There's Michelle's Impala. It's right next to my van because I drove the van today. We took the van to lunch. And then the motorhome is right back there. We kind of park it in there sideways so I can get a little sunshine onto the solar panels. It was not the same people. I went to another track in Louisiana that did not like the track. It's called Boot Hill Speedway. Oh, that's cool. Maybe 4th place is just the place you're going to get every time. But I'm not going back there. He's not going back there. James is still holding in here. He said happy birthday to Leisure. Yeah, that's my Chevy van. And then Michelle's Impala, I split up driving those for shop vehicles or my personal cars because I can't drive my pickup. It's under my shop insurance. And my insurance said you cannot drive that for personal use. So I can't drive my pickup unless it's for the shop. Here you go, James. I just rigged up my drill press to press down some valve spring keepers. It's on the 3.7 Jeep. Let me show you that, James. I did get the video to run. Liberty engine. Here you go.
I'm trying to start it.
That's all she
That's
wrote.
all she wrote.
Oh, that's what I did say. I did say that. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have tried to start it up. She had to fold it over an oil ring. No, we're gonna hold it out. It's running on 2.5 cylinders. All right, that's enough of that.
That's all she wrote. Okay, I'm gonna try to start it.
I gotta get back to something else. Yeah, there's the van Impala. Yeah, the drill press valve keeper. It pushed that spring down so easily. I'm just gonna put this picture at regular scale. So yeah, I wanted to do a short video on it, but just got busy. Yeah, her car used to be a old police car. The BCM has got a custom program in it. I just took this picture today, right before the live stream. Our parking lines are working. They are working. We're over there where the Impala and van is. We can paint a couple more lines. But they are definitely working. People park in between the lines now. So there's 2 parking spots right in front. I should have done that when I moved in. So right there, 2 spots right between my 2 overhead doors. That poor engine had a few loose screws. It sure did. But we're gonna get it going. I started working on it. I got the one head done besides for the cam bearing cap bolt. I gotta fix that next. And I can't find my 6mm helicoils. And I was just thinking to myself, I couldn't have gone my whole life without putting in a 6mm helicoil. But maybe I did. Well, if he's in 4th, he's going to get to the lead sooner or later. Sounds like to me he wins a lot. The yard light's been working perfectly. It looks like something's going on up there, but I wired in a couple of Menards work lights to a dusk to dawn sensor that's mounted right above the 4 receptacles there. And then the 4 receptacles are dusk to dawn. And then the receptacle that's on the side of that's just on with the switch. That turns the sign on. It gives power to everything. Well, the security camera there too. Which the security camera works really good. It picks up everything. Like I caught the car that ran over the mailbox that one day. What else? Yeah, so if you're going to put in a Mopar, or if you're going to change the ISM on a Mopar, get a Mopar ISM. So evaporative system integrity module. The flies are mating right now, and they are using the lights for their bed and breakfast. I just made this memory saver, James. Can't wait to use it. JD says I have to be careful. It could blow the fuse. It's evaporative system integrity module, which I used to call it a evaporative emissions integrity monitor. All it is just it's a little switch that detects flow in the fuel system, and they're just known to go bad. I've had them crack. I've had a leak where the wire plug plugs in. I've had that been all corroded. These are just nothing but trouble, and I've tried to use a Dorman one, and it does not work. So you gotta get the OE. Yeah, my maybe we'll just have to switch to the web camera because my Droid Cam keeps going on and off. I think if I tip my screen down, I don't know, the light really gets into it. And I got it expanded open because it's actually, yeah, maybe if we go something like that, it's actually landscape. That's what I was trying to get out. So yeah, since we're in portrait mode tonight, the web camera is for landscape, but this is what I got her scaled out to be. So we could use that. The Droid Cam is hey Josh, how you doing? You've been here before. Let me get my book and see if I wrote anything down. I don't know where the little book is. It's kind of behind the Droid Cam. No, I'm just looking. I did not write anything down about you, but where are you from? Joshua Holman. Do you go to Mexican Specs Lives? Good evening, and to one and all as well. Yeah, we're just doing some car talk tonight. I was wondering about these spark plugs. How many miles do you think are on these? 40,000 or 193,000? Or just you don't know. So I got a little poll going on for these spark plugs. She said, no, I'm going to tell you what she said. She had it at the dealer at so many thousand miles ago, and I checked the mileage, and she said they put them in. But I was just doing the valve cover gaskets on it, and I'm like, I'm going to pull a spark plug, see what it looks like, because now's the time to do it. I got the intake plug them off. So I pulled it out, and I'm like, oh, well, they should be replaced. So I replaced them. And she's like, well, I just had them replaced 40,000 miles ago. And I'm like, well, they're not in good shape. We should replace them again. And we're only 10,000 miles away from the next scheduled replacement. She wasn't mad. She's just like, maybe they didn't do it. And I told her, I said, I really can't say. But to me, they look like they got more than 40,000 miles on them. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I'm not the smartest person, though. Definitely not the smartest. Yes, Mexican Spec and Buff de Campo. So yeah, I knew I seen you at their live stream. Well, that's cool. You come over here. I wonder if Buff gonna have his live stream this next Thursday. Yeah, it's on Thursdays. He has his at 10 usually. Timmy says, Michelle, did you read about what happened to me after the race? What happened to you, Timmy? I didn't read anything. Yeah, nice to have you here. What part of the country or world do you live in, Josh? And then I'll make a little note so when you come the next time, I'll remember. Yeah, I like going to Buff Del Campo's live streams. Some nights it gets pretty crazy in there. Michelle says about your lugs. Your lug nuts were bad. Here's what I did today. I put this axle seal in this Jeep way in there. I had to take apart the whole knuckle and all the linkage there. Did a brake fluid flush on it. Upstate New York. So I suppose you watch South Main Auto. Eric O is my idol. Here's the brake fluid before and after on the Jeep I did today. Timmy said he had only 3 lugs on the right front tire. I don't think we have a rule that you have to have all your lug nuts on around here. Yeah, I must have missed that comment. Sorry, Timmy. Why did you only have 3 lug nuts on your wheel, Timmy? And then I also had P0456 and P0457, and it was the ISM switch. Mine was stuck open, and I confirmed it, tested it, changed it with the Mopar OEM. Confirmed that it's all good. Her light will. She had a gas cap light on, and the cell was on. Well, I think you could race a car with only 2 lug nuts on it, maybe 1, as long as it was tight. 2 lug nuts. 1 lug nut's probably going to wobble. But I want to know, why was it missing them? Did they fall off or not get tightened, or did you come in to get the tire changed and they couldn't get them back on? Did you miss it on a pre-inspection? I want to know what happened, why there was only 3 lug nuts on your wheel, Timmy. So that's very interesting. I want to know why. Yeah, you guys just let me know what you want to talk about. We got another hour to go. Yeah, I'm still drinking we always have a root beer. I always have a root beer. So tonight is Spring Grove Soda Pop root beer. Spring Grove, Minnesota. I guess it came off when I did a spin out or rubbing someone on the back bumper. That's just very, very strange, because I've raced quite a few races and I've never had any lug nuts fall off. I'm just saying. Somebody fell asleep putting on the wheel. Yeah, before you went out and raced. That's what I'm guessing. Was the stud broken off, Timmy? Now, you were missing 3 lug nuts, but were the studs still there? That's the other question. I think you could race with 2 lug nuts pretty easily, as long as they were tight. I don't see any problem. It's not NASCAR, Michelle. It's dirt track. Dan Cruz, when you change valve cover gaskets on a high mileage vehicle, do you also check timing chain and replace the guides or tensioner? Yes, I will check and see. Sometimes you can't see very much of the condition, but I will check and advise. I will not. I'll go ahead and change the valve cover gaskets, because that was what the car was here for. If it does need time chains, we'll reschedule. Some engines I will not change the time chains, like on 3.6 the 3.6 Chevys and the 3.6 Penastars. I don't mess with those. Most other engines I will do. Oh, I don't want to mess with any 5.4s. They just don't have good phasers yet. And Some of the EcoBoosts, I won't mess with those. So Dan Cruz, how are you doing? And what part of the country are you from? Nice to have you here. And if anybody's got a channel that I don't know about, please let me know, and I'll go ahead and subscribe to your channel. I guess I could see. So yeah, I'm having a little trouble with my Oh, it looks like Dan Cruz does have a YouTube channel. He's got 3.21K subscribers, 868 videos. I'm just checking out your channel a little bit here. Okay, let me get back to my thing here. I'm gonna put the webcam back on for a minute. Yeah, the Droid, my phone camera keeps going on and off. How about timing chains on an overhead cam 427? I've never worked on that engine. I don't think they would ever need timing chains, would they? They don't wear out on that engine. It's got like 380K, so probably change the tensioner while there, I think. Yeah, what kind of engine is it? 380,000 is a lot of miles. Sometimes they'll throw some codes for it being, the chain will be stretched, or Corshane tonight he had the correlation codes and it won't start. Timmy says, Michelle, I tell you this, I've finished the race with one hug in Mississippi, and what I made the last turn, the tire came off. Oh no! So did it break the studs, or did the? I'm just having a little bit hard time understanding. Okay, my thoughts. My Expedition had a lot of miles. I have 320K miles. 2001 Expedition. Everything works except is original except for basic maintenance charts. Yeah, my videos are all private because YouTube doesn't like firearm content. This is Dan Cruz, and they tried to ban me. Didn't do anything wrong. So yeah, I've tried to stay away from anything that has to do with guns. I get copyrights all the time, so they watch out for you. They got AI stuff now and bots on YouTube. But yeah, me and Michelle both have firearms, so we do got to go out and go target shooting someday, Michelle. No, I think he knew what you meant. Michelle, they have issues too. They get strikes. Yeah, one of my last live streams got copyrighted. We put up a video of somebody else's video with a ZR1X Corvette, and they copyrighted me. Yeah, so I get a couple bots, and if I have some good videos, I get a couple followers. Okay, and then if I slack on posting videos, then followers leave. But as soon as I get a lot of views on my next video, I get 2 more followers right away. So maybe it's just coincidence, or I'm thinking they're bots. I mean, Google's got bots. YouTube is a part of Google. Yeah, we have a shooting range right up the street. Plus, we can go out to my brother's, and he's got a shooting range too. I just don't want to waste any ammunition because it's so expensive and hard to get. So the lugs came off. They had to have been loose. Maybe that's what it was. They just weren't tightened all the way. They vibrated loose. Man, Timmy, that's some bad luck, and you still got fourth? I suppose if your wheel would have been tight and stayed on there, you might have got higher. Yeah, I'm afraid to reload my own Leisure. I knew somebody once that did it. It just looked kind of scary to me. Kind of dangerous. Got a damn fly in here. Yeah, I got the webcam. I can put it on the phone cam. It's working again. For now. So what else? What else could I put on here? A little Power Torque mini ratchet. I get these from O'Reilly's, and that's what I use my gift cards for, is to buy little ratchets and cool toys. And this is just a little 3.5-inch ratchet, 3/8 drive, but you can put an extension on the end of it. The highest mileage car I've seen is in the 400,000 range. And we just did an oil change. Let me put up the camera. Let me go look at this oil change on this diesel we just did. How many thousand miles? Well, it's not as high as I thought. So the one Ram had 176,000, 177. It's the other Ram. This one. Oops. So the other Ram 3500 we had in on Saturday had 336,000 miles on it. So that's the highest one I've had in for a little bit. 6.7 Cummins. Let me try to find another one that might have a lot of miles. Oh yeah, I just had the Kia. The Kia in that I'm working on had 194,000 miles on it. That's the one that I'm having you guys look at the spark plugs. So let me put the spark plugs. Do these spark plugs, how many miles do they have on them? 40,000? All right, I got to be right back. I left the air compressor on. I always forget to shut the air compressor off. One of my Grand Ams, I could put that up. That had 326,000 miles on it. Yeah, this Grand Am right here. Make this picture fit. So this Grand Am right here had 326,000 miles on it before I had to scrap it out because the rear axle rusted off. Yeah, if you're getting that many miles on your vehicles, you're maintaining them good. I can honestly say 400K, but my Expedition only needs to get some exhaust manifold lunge, and she's going to go back across the country and back. And how many miles do you have on that, Michelle? 300 and some? 320K. How many miles the Impala got? That's got a lot of miles. My Toyota has a lot around that. Well, that's awesome. We got to keep these older cars going because the new car market is just not good. They only want your cars to last 5 years. The Impala's got 320K. I find it so impressive some cars can go to 500K. I think if you did the oil changes on them and did the regular maintenance, I think you can get a lot. I got some Traverses that have 300 and some thousand miles on them, and never had a timing chain issue because they get their oil changed at every 5,000 miles. I got some Ecotechs that are up there, so I think you got to get your oil changed. Pala has 315K. Yeah, it runs like a top. Oh, she's gonna go check it to make sure. Yeah, I think maintenance is the key to making your car last. Not sure about the newer ones, but the older ones, yeah, good maintenance will make them last. Especially if you're down south, where up here our cars rust out so bad they spray about brine on our roads up here, and that brine just rusts them out twice as fast. What other cars can I show? Yeah, my F-150, that's got 227.
Hey,
What?
the Impala has 313, 121.
313 on the Impala that we got.
That's the original engine. But that's that.
And it's also a police interceptor, so it probably was beat.
Yeah, but she fucking starts right up, runs, drives fine.
Oh yeah, here's my pickup. 300 or 226,000 miles on this pickup. I plan to drive this truck to at least 350. Honestly, use Castrol. I use Castrol, but honestly, I think any oil would be fine. Just change it. Absolutely. 100%. A Castrol is good oil, though. Is there any Castrol here? Nope, these are just store brands. So AutoZone has the STP. And this was a few weeks ago I did this, but my prices on the Napa oil are still the same. O'Reilly's oil went up a lot, and I don't use that. Parts Master oil went up. I don't use that. STP oil, I use some STP oil for my own stuff, but I mostly do the Napa, which is made by Valvoline, which is oh gosh, who makes Valvoline oil? Yeah, we got our motorhome out there. It's a 1999 with the 6.8 liter Triton V10, and it runs like a top, but it's only got 49,000. I wonder if we should change oil on that before we go on our trip. In the mod, I would run a Kendall. In this car, but then they changed the Kendall. It used to be green, 2050, but when they changed it, then I went to Castrol. And this engine has 55 nights on it. It's a 406 roller. It does need to be freshened up now because the valve springs have sat too long. Where's the picture? Right here. Here's the engine. I don't know why I got it out of the car. I don't know what I was doing. Steel crank, scat rods, Calais main caps. Ashland, that's who makes the Valvoline. Yep, I ran the Kendall 2050 when it was the green stuff, and then they switched. I don't know who bought them out or whatnot, and then I went to the Castrol 2050. But I've checked the bearings in this engine, not at 55 nights, but along the way, and there's no wear on any of the bearings. I run a 1.5 thousandths clearance on the rods and 1.75 to 2 on the mains. And then I run 26 thousandths clearance, a side clearance between the rods. So we got to change the oil in the Triton V10. Are you kidding me? Okay, so these wheels on this truck are for sale. Anybody interested? They're a 20, I think they're 20-inch wheel. And that truck, that white truck there's got 24,000 miles on it. So Dan Cruz says to Leisure, I use the Castro because it's cheapish. Never had any engine failures, and my dad used to use it. Well, it's a good oil. I use it in the modified engine, and she's got a little bit of power. At the time I was using it's a methanol engine. Napa oil filters. We could put these up. Pro Select to the golds. The rep came in. The filter media is thicker on the Pro Selects. But the Pro Selects, he told me, are only good to 5,000 miles. And the golds are good to 15,000 miles. And that's because the filtering media lets more through. I don't want to change oil on the motorhome. That's going to be expensive. If we change oil, I'll put the Motorcraft in just like I did before. Oh, I bought all this oil for a penny a quart. So 30 quarts I got for 30 cents at AutoZone. It is SAE 30 though. But so far we've used like 6 quarts of it. Yeah, I don't know if it was a typo, but it said 1 cent a quart, so I bought all they had. Josh says they look similar to me. I'm going to have to think on what he's talking about. Oh, the oil filters. Yeah. No, let me put them back up. He said he was going to he could leave some of those here for me, but I just told him I'm not that. I'll put it bigger so you could see. It's definitely thicker on the white filter there, and that's a Pro Select. Napa Pro Select. And then the Napa Gold. Thinner media. Do you know about lawnmower engines, Briggs? Yeah. My dad used to be he has all the Briggs & Stratton service tools and manuals and taught me how to do it. But hopefully you don't ask me too much of a technical question. We do fix lawnmowers here. Let me show you some of them. I do the lawnmowers on my spare time. Here's a lawnmower. Well, that's my lawnmower. Check this out. This has got a Briggs engine. I just put a new picture of this somewhere. Yeah, there's the engine in mine. It's a Briggs, 18 horsepower. That's right. The oil filters. Robert's Ledger says straight 30, just like the good old days. Yeah. Yeah, I got it here just in case somebody's car is ticking too, you know. It is the lawnmower type oil. Adjusted valves V-twin sounds like it has some valve slap, but maybe it's normal and that's how it's supposed to sound. No, you can hear some if you use a stethoscope, but sometimes on those I will take the valve cover off and just adjust it like an old Chevy when it's running. You don't want to get it too tight, you burn a valve. What other? I have more lawnmowers on here. Where are they? And we got the K-Tool hoist set up. I'll bring you guys back there in a second. But the K-Tool is set up to lift up riding lawnmowers. Well, I can't find any more. Here's one we're working on, Kubota. It's got a diesel in it. Something's wrong with it. So they tell me. Oh, I did a chainsaw the other day. Husqvarna. Did a Yamaha Grizzly the other day. Yamaha golf cart. Oh man, my pictures. I think. Oh, here's Leisure. Here's that home light I got from the landfill. That's a pretty nice looking home light. Me and Dad took it all apart and got it running and redid everything on it. Yeah, loose valves are happy valves, just as long as your pusher rods don't fall out. But I've worked on a lot of V-twins, and I think I would adjust them kind of like a small block. Because I think I had some problems with them sounding noisy one time. Yeah, I'm going to put the camera on the camera stand, and let's go back. I'll set up the K-Tool. Timmy's making a new short video. All right, I'm grabbing the camera. Okay, I got to put it on the camera. I always do that too. Always forget to put it on the camera. This camera. All right, let's go find the camera stand. It's back here. Hopefully we don't lose our Wi-Fi. I'm gonna quickly get up here. Oh, I almost tripped. I'm just gonna set this up. I'm gonna switch you guys over to the other camera so it's in the right area. I'm gonna go check and make sure this is still up. It is, so let's set you guys back here just a little more. So this is the K-Tool, and she's all dirty. I didn't get time to clean up today. There, what do you guys think? I can drive lawnmowers and golf carts up there. Pretty cool, huh? I keep kicking the camera. So there we go. Dan Cruz, some Mr. Leisure, M. Leisure, Talking to Leisure, Terry Cheryl Fixalls on YouTube sets them to 4,000. He knows stuff. I don't know, LOL. Don't forget to switch it. If I can ask why we look at a chainsaw, well, because I just want to look at a chainsaw. That's why. Because I fix chainsaws. Maybe that's why. Yeah, we're kind of talking about some small engine stuff. And I was trying to find some more lawnmowers that I fix. And I know they're on here. I just got so many pictures. John Deere 165. I fixed this one the other day, put a carburetor on it. I did another John Deere. I know there's another picture here. Yeah, the wires on the reverse backup switch were rubbing on the belt, causing the lawnmower to like stall out once you put a load on it. It took me a week to figure this one out, but I figured it out. I don't let them leave here until they figure it out. Completely fixed, tested. We do a lot of spring tune-ups in the spring, so I'll change the oil, sharpen the blades, grease it up, check and change all the filters and spark plugs if they need it. What else? Oh, we clean it up. We clean all the grass off from the mower deck. We do a complete tune-up across the street at the John Deere shop. They get about $600. Here at my shop, it's between $250 and $300. Yeah, Dan says it's always the carbs. Dan was wondering, are there any negatives to adding a fuel shutoff and running it out of gas every time after you mow? Well, there's an advantage to having a fuel shutoff. I have on my Murray, but I don't know if you would have to run it out of gas until you are parking it for the season. I don't see anything that, as long as you're going to run it every week. I do know that sometimes if you let it go dry and you were using an ethanol gas, it can still corrode and turn to white powder. What else can I put up here? Oh, that's my lawnmower. I just mowed 2 days ago, Michelle, or yesterday. So that thing runs like a top. I put that engine on there. I bought this lawnmower blown up, and then I found that engine on the marketplace for $50, and I made it all work. I had to buy a muffler for it because I couldn't find the right muffler, but I had to buy one, modify it a little bit. But the muffler was like $100. No, we keep fuel shutoffs right here on hand. Oh yeah, these we would use the V-twin Briggs on, but this is a Honda. I built brand new starting units. Yeah, so here's my oil change stickers. And we can mark the next service is due on 3K or 5K. And then we put the mileage and the date on there. Oh, James is still here. All right. Have a good night, James. Glad you could make it. Glad you made home safe. We're thinking about you every single night. And hopefully you'll get back to having your live streams. I miss them. Jeffro 2022 is James. Just if anybody else want to know. And he has live streams usually. Are you gonna have a live stream on this Sunday, James? Just wanted to let everybody know that was here if he is. He does videos, short videos, long videos. Jeffro's Garage and Fab. Yeah, I just did an excavator. What was the last week, Michelle? I was out on a service call. Service call right here. There's my truck out at the landfill working on a magnet generator excavator. And it turned out it was a blown fuse because they wired the wires right together. But I'm standing on top of the excavator. I don't know, I got more pictures. Yeah, here's the blown fuse. I'm in the middle of changing it right there at that picture. I'm like, I'm going to take a picture of me changing this fuse. This is a picture of the bottom side. I'm actually pretty up in the top of this recycling center. I usually don't get to go up to the top very much. They're working down there on the bottom. There's probably I don't know, 8 active running magnet excavators here. What ratchet was that? Let me find it. Well, I have a Craftsman set, a Chinese set that I keep in my my truck. Craftsman right there. It's in a little red case. I don't know, it's 200 some piece kit. One of my customers bought me that kit. Got me it for Christmas. So that was very nice of them. And I put it in my service truck because that's what they wanted me to do with it. And this truck right here. Michelle, does E got any pictures of a 383 stroker motor? Yeah, there is a 383 here. Let me find them. You can't actually see them though. They're in the cars. Michelle's going to get mad. So let me, whoops. This is a 406. Let me find. I'm finding them. They're here, right here, somewhere. Okay, 383 in this 66 Nova. And there's Michelle. Then there's a 383 right here in this 48 Chevy. 383. Should we zoom in on it? A customer's truck. I had to fix the air conditioning. 48 Chevy with aftermarket air conditioning. Dan Cruz has got a weird green emoji. I don't know what that emoji means. Oh, she's okay. I'm putting her back on there. So nice little Nova. This guy builds these from ground up. He said he'd give Michelle a ride. So finally, the third time he's been here looking for Michelle, finally gives her a ride. Took her out, and she said they were doing like 90. Was this Nova an automatic, Michelle? That means you're laughing. Dan, what part of the country are you from? Did I miss that? I think I asked you. Whoops. Michelle knows sign language, yeah. Here, I'll show you another picture. She likes this picture. Let me put this picture up. She's in the modified. It's an automatic in the 66 Nova. Yeah, no, Michelle is half deaf. So she had to get, she just finally got the Osaya. Let me put that up so you guys can maybe Osaya. So this device goes underneath her skin, and then the black thing magnets to the top of it so she can hear. It's a cochlear Osaya. She was born that way, yep. But anyways, she is trying to get used to wearing her device. And she does wear it a lot, but I think she needs to wear it more. So, yeah, she's getting used to wearing that. And then that other device on the top of that picture was a Bluetooth device so she could hear the TV without having the volume up. Yeah, it's an implant. She just got it, so she's learning it. It's big for her, and sometimes it's overwhelming being able to hear everything like normal people do. So she's dealing with that. Yeah, it's very overwhelming for her right now. I think once she gets more used to it, and this is what her doctors say too, that it'll be better. She'll get along with it better. Yeah, the spark plugs. Did everybody do the poll on these? We'll give it a few more minutes. So do these have 40,000 miles on them, like the dealer changed them and invoiced them and billed her for them? According to the invoice, they only have 40,000 on it. So that's what the poll is. Hopefully it's still up. Oh yeah, and then our dog, Daisy. This is just taken a couple days ago, out by the motorhome. So we got a dog, Daisy. She's probably waiting for me to come inside soon. New short video of the race with no music. Well, I can't put it on when we're on the short feed because it'll just be too small of a video. You know, I can put it on Thursday. I suppose we could try it. Here, let me get it set up, as that's what Timmy wants to do. Let me find Timmy. You can upload them with music, Timmy. I'll just turn the volume off. So it must be this video. We'll try it, Timmy. So are you ready? I'm going to put you guys onto the computer screen. And this is what I'm looking at. It's just a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to go to the internet. And here's Timmy does everything. 283 subscribers. He needs a few more. And this is the video he put up. He wants me to play it. It looks like a late model. They look like late models. Timmy's in Louisiana. And Timmy's a race car driver. Are you driving one of these, Timmy? Come on. Definitely look like late models. We'll like it. Yeah, it would be a lot bigger if we put it into the live stream on Thursday night at 8. My new time is at 8 o'clock Thursday. All right, let me go back. So I don't see any comments. I can't see the comments when I'm watching somebody else's video. This is what I see. So I can make this bigger to kind of show you. So this is the OBS studio. I'm looking at that right now. Over here is the live chat. And then the analytics there at the bottom. Timmy says it is a late model. Yeah, I can put it up again on Thursday. It's easier for the other people to see that are on the stream here. Oh yeah, I just made Michelle some new water storage in the motorhome. So this is in the pantry beside the refrigerator. And those are little spring-loaded water bottle holders or bottle holders. Yeah, there's what it looks like with the pantry closed. And normally we put a lot of canned goods in here, but I don't want Michelle's water bottles laying around on the floor. So I made her storage. We'll just have to play it by ear and see how they go. We might need more food storage. Because we are going on a trip in a month with the motorhome. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to pull the Jeep on the trailer just like that. And I'm kind of having second thoughts about putting my motorcycle up front. I'm just wondering if that's going to be a lot of weight on the front end. And I plan to put a receiver hitch on the front by the license plate there somewhere. And then I'll put a motorcycle a mount to lift up my motorcycle and bring it with us. And then we do have in the motorhome, I did make Michelle this can holder. So there you can see the pantry, the refrigerator, and then above the refrigerator and the pantry are these can holders I made. And they can hold a 12-pack a piece. So we got storage for all that where it ain't on the floor. I just like everything really nice, neat, and organized. And me and Michelle were talking about that the other day. Like I gotta have everything all neat and nice, organized, very, very meticulous on every single thing. Where's the picture of the? Yeah, I also made this lacrosse weather station above the microwave there. I didn't make it, but I put it on there. But I wired it in to the motorhome's 12 volts. So I got a little 12 volt to 5 volt converter behind the panel here. And then this thing thinks it's plugged in all the time, so it stays lit up. And then that's the voltage gauge for the batteries right there. Hey, Jesse. Hi, everybody. She says, Michelle and I have to stick together with women's rights. There's Michelle driving. Timmy says, my friend, why do I? YouTube is for people can get out and see stuff and do something for kids. To sometime I don't want money from YouTube at all, my friend. Well, I plan to use my YouTube proceeds to help people fix their cars eventually, like Parker's Mobile. So someday maybe we'll go nonprofit and fix people's cars from our YouTube money. Yeah, so pretty soon we're going to be getting we are working on the motorhome every weekend now, doing something to it. I rotated the tires and washed it all a couple weeks ago. And the motorhome has the ability to pick all 8 tires off the ground with the leveling jacks, which that's kind of cool. I'm trying to find that picture right now. I probably put it down here. Right here. I find a different one. I have some in portrait. Here we go. So it has the ability to lift all the tires off the ground with the leveling jacks. So I rotated them all. And then I washed the whole outside and the roof. Yeah, we were on that picture Michelle's talking about. We were on the way back from Illinois. Went to the Indianapolis 500. Not this year, but last year. Yeah, there's Michelle back in the background. There's me. I got a question as Michelle. Spin that tire in the camper. I don't think that the RV can. Here's another picture with Michelle in it. She's right there. She's got a little candle going on in there, and we put in them LED strip lights above the trim there. Tucked in all the wires, you can't even tell, and it's controlled by Bluetooth on your phone. Oh boy, we got a lot of pictures on here. No, I got a lot of pictures on here. One more before I go back to the camera. Just wanted to give somebody else a shout out. Oh, and I can't find it. Oh, it should be right here. I kind of rearranged some of my pictures the other day. Yeah, I think we were just enjoying the LED lights that we put in. We were so proud of ourselves. Michelle helped me. Oh, I think I'm getting close to finding that other picture. I'm usually a pretty good skim reader, but not when it comes to this one. Dan Cruz, what about it? Michelle, am I missing some comments? I got it on all. Yeah, I got it on all chat. Oh, I can't believe I cannot find this picture. It just disappeared. Shout out to Dan Cruz YouTube channel. Okay. I'll put it on some hobby stocks. How about that? IMCA hobby stocks. Oh, I finally found the picture I was looking for. So there's Leisure's modified. He's in the chat tonight. It's an asphalt modified. Okay, I just had to go get a beverage. All right, so I'm back. Looks like we're losing a few viewers. All right, let's go to the poll. I'm gonna say let's show it in the poll. So it looks like 40K, and I don't know. Get it. Not 193K. They don't have 193K. Okay, that solves that. All right, good job, everyone. 16 votes. That's pretty good. Yeah, we got a tie for 40K, and I don't know. which I don't know is probably the most correct answer. 40K would be the next one, and then 193K, yeah, that's probably pretty far out there. I think one of the damn flies that I swatted came back to life. So yeah, we only got a little over 15 minutes left to go, and then we'll call her a night. Anybody want to talk about anything else? There's a few people here. I was kind of expecting it to be a wild night, but it didn't turn out to be too bad. I really thought there was going to be a few more people here. What else can we put it on real quick? There's Michelle and Daisy in the water. I got another picture of Michelle. Yeah, some of them flies, they're just they're really noisy ones, and they're really annoying. Yeah, I seen you doing so Michelle is a moderator, and I seen it look like she did about three or four kickoffs. She kicked 3 or 4 people off. I don't know, that one lady wanted to tell us that she made videos of cats, which I don't mind, but Michelle kicked her off. Honestly, I was gonna go check and see if she was legit. Maybe Michelle already did. Yep, Daisy's first time ever just floating a little bit in the water, and she kept her head above the water, and she first time experience, kind of like a swimming. She first time swimming, and she did swim just a little bit. Oh, you're still here, Josh? All right, thanks. Sometimes they get a little boring at the end. But yeah, we went on a trip a couple weeks ago to go see Michelle's family, and then we went out onto the beach there at the St. Croix River. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I got some more pictures. There's a picture of the Daisy dog outside the shop. That's this year. Early spring, probably, I'm going to guess. As she has a little coat on. Yeah, honestly, I just want to talk about cars. Shop life. See if I can help anybody. Not really help people, but give them guidance. We all try to give them guidance. We don't want to take the responsibility for telling them what to do. But how I approach it is, like, if they ask me what's wrong with their car, I just say, this is what I would do if I had it at my shop. And then we talk about all the stuff that we're doing and got to do. So we only have 3 oil changes lined up for this Saturday, so that seems like it's going to be an easy day. Yeah, nothing too big on the appointments list here for the rest of this week. Next week we got 2016 Chevy Cruze coming in for grinding at idle. I don't know if that's something to do with the tensioner pulleys or the alternator pulleys. I got a gas leak coming in, in a van. What kind of van is that? Oh, it's an old Grand Caravan or Dodge Grand Caravan something. I don't know if this guy's confirmed his appointment, but he lost power steering in that 2010 Ford Fusion, and he was going to get his own rack and pinion. CV axle on a Ram coming in. Oh, I got a truck that the four-wheel drive's not working. Coming in on the Friday there. No oil changes lined up for that week yet. Fuel pump on a 2000 Chevy coming in at the end of August. Power steering pump and power steering lines on an 89 F-150 coming in on September 1st. We made a quote for this other guy. He wants to fix everything. So I'm not sure what that is. I'd have to look at his quote. On a Colorado. Monday, September 7th. I got one coming in for the cell and an oil change. So we're out to the first week in September. The end of the first week in September. I'll show you the outside of the shop. I always like this picture because it's got the state patrol car in there. Put a radiator in that car. But that's what the outside of our shop looks like. Well, part of it. There's another door there to the left. Yeah, that Colorado is sweet. It's an older one, but it's really been taken care of good. And we're going to fix it all up so he can have it for a lot longer time. So Michelle wants to keep on point. Here's a drain plug I had to use the air hammer on the other day because the guy said he couldn't get it out. Stripped out the hex, the Allen part of it. That's knocked it with my air chisel a little bit. And then I ordered a new plug. And we had to wait a day to get the plug. Did brake calipers on a 3500. Man, them are some big brake calipers. Brakes and brake pads and calipers. All on all four wheels. It was a dually. Yeah, no. I know when I get to drive the squad car, people slow down. Let me find another one I did. Trans fluid. Here's a trans fluid flush I did before and after. Look at that. Look at the difference. Before, after. Yeah, I told the chief that I'm going to get my own radar gun sign and put it out there, and he kind of frowned on that. And I said, "Well, can I just get a camera that has a radar gun on it and take a snapshot of the cars going by so fast and then turn them into you?" And he's like, "No." And then we put the parking lines out here. They really, the parking stalls, I painted them on there. Michelle helped me. We taped them off, we measured them, and we sprayed them with the line paint. Well, there's something else here. So we were having trouble with people not writing custom car LLC on the checks. So my bank won't take it. They'll take it if it says custom car, but they won't take the check if it says Pete's Custom Car Shop. So we got a check stamper, and that's been working out great. Self-inking. Leisure is still here. Yeah, he's out in Connecticut, and New England. Yeah, so far there hasn't been any parking violations. The 97 Chevy I did the coolant flush on 3 times. Oh, that was awful. JD sent me a picture of how he cleans his calipers so nicely. I think that's pretty good job there. I have one I did. Here's the one I did with the nylon brush. JD's was a wire wheel. Oh, I put a torque converter in a Town and Country. Right there. And that worked. The guy hasn't got back to me. It's working. Took that transmission out and had it back in one day. I just had to finish it up the next day. Just a couple little things. I had to put the transmission pan on it, put the fluid in it. Do a couple level checks on it. Test drive, make sure it wasn't, everything was fine. I can't believe all the problems that transmission had was the torque converter. It was a 2016 Chrysler Town and Country. And then I get the pan. I put a pan gasket on these. Where's the picture of the pan gasket? I use a Duraprene gasket. It's almost like a cork. I bought a coolant flush gun from the Mac guy the other day. It's going to be heater core season to get the heater cores flushed out, and I don't have one of these, so now I do. I haven't even opened it yet. Got a wheel bearing hub tool. There it is in the drawer. This picture, I got it in the drawer, so it's all in there. It's in the tape drawer, Leisure. That drawer is only supposed to be for tape, but I got my hub, wheel hub bearing puller. This guy in there. And I used it and it worked. Astro Tools originally made them. Oh yeah, the coolant flush gun. Hopefully that is the Astro, like you're saying, with just a Mac name on it. But it was priced at the same price. He sold it to me off the truck, so I just bought it from him. The Jeep brake fluid I did today, before and after. So it was just kind of yellowish colored. And I advised her that we should probably just change that out. I said, don't cost very much. Cheap insurance on your brake hoses, because them Jeeps, the brake hoses like to collapse. So I showed her and she was happy. Yeah, Eric O has the Astro one. That's how I found out about these things. I have one of those flush guns rescued mini heater cores. Yep. Okay, Daniel. So you're a mechanic, Daniel Roy. Always put in an OE ESIM switch if you're going to do it. Also, I have one more picture of OE parts that you should put in. And that, like I said, I got so many pictures. I got to start deleting these pictures. Plumber's acid works good to clean out the heater core. I'm afraid to put that like an acid into the cooling system. So always, I try to use like for sensors and everything. Always use OE. Like I said, if your car's got under like 80,000 miles, I'll use OE oil filters. Yeah, I can't find. I'll put the zip tie holder. There's Michelle's zip tie holder that she made for me. Just trying to find a picture that I can't find. Maybe for plumber's crack. I thought they called it something else. Oh well, I can't find the picture I'm looking for. I'll just come back on. Michelle says she says no to crack. Oh yeah, I made a little drill press, valve keeper, retainer, pusher downer, compressor. So I got the valves all replaced on the one head, but then the bolt for that cam bearing cap must have been broke off and somebody drilled it out crooked. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put a helicoil in there. I can't. I gotta have good torque, the correct torque on that capper. It's gonna wear it out. It'll be out of shape. When I took the engine apart, that bolt wasn't even. It was tight, but it wasn't even clamped down to the cap. Yeah, remember the picture I'm looking for now is it's a Ford actuator for the HVAC, but you should always put in an OE actuator because if you get an aftermarket one, if it even works, it's only going to last a week. But we kind of talk about everything. Try to advise people on how to fix their cars if they have any questions. Crack spackle, Leisure says. You talk about root beer. One of my customers has brought me 10 bottles of root beer. All different kinds. I got a question when y'all get back in racing. We might not get back in racing now, Timmy. We got a pretty busy life going on here, running the shop. It's on the back burner. It's in the back of our minds, but it's on the back burner. We haven't done nothing with the race car yet this year. Conceal carry permit advisement. No, we don't do that. Well, I think I'm going to stop looking for that picture I'm trying to find. Here's a cabin air filter that I did. It should be right by this picture, but it's not. Moonsy Racing 12. What's up? We're just getting to the end of the live stream tonight. We're just trying to stay on point and talk about cars. Here it is. So if you're going to put in a HVAC actuator, get the OE. So get an AC Delco if it's a GM or a GM one. If it's a GM, get a Motorcraft. If it's a Ford, get a Mopar. If it's a Chrysler. So what's the tip with the cabin air filter? I'll change them out. At least check them and blow them out, because a dirty cabin air filter will cause higher draw on your blower motor, which will cause premature failure, and it also could cause premature failure on the blower motor resistor and the switch. I just watched somebody else's video the other day. Here's another picture of the shop outside. This is a better one. It looks like it's in portrait. We got to resize it down because we had it in landscape the other day. It's funny, mine will act up. We'll have to get an OE. Motorcraft. Yeah, I did that actuator and that cabin air filter at the same time. Whenever you bring your car into my shop for an oil change, we do a visual inspection on everything. We check your air filters, all your fluid levels, fluid conditions, air up your tires. I'll check your brakes. We check your lights. We check everything when you bring it, and it's all free when I check that stuff. We fill up your washer fluid. So we just charge for the oil filter and then the oil service. Yeah, it's like every 3 oil changes, you need to check it or replace your cabin air filter. And I did hear about somebody, a mechanic that lost their life changing a cabin air filter because of some weed that it got sucked in, and he was allergic to it and he died. But I'm not afraid to change your cabin air filter. Noonsy Racing 12 says, so I just started to maintain my car as I go. Like to listen to people's opinion about maintenance, so I'm glad to hit that subscribe and catch you on the next one. To catch the next one. Yep, so I haven't done any Saturday oil change videos for a while, but I try to do a first car of the day video every day. But yeah, oil changes, car maintenance is very important, especially on these newer cars that they only want to last 5 years. Oil changes are a big one. So most modern cars nowadays are going to be a full synthetic oil, and you want to change that every 5,000 miles. I have one customer that changes their oil every 35 to 4,000 miles on full synthetic. So yeah, we use Napa oil. If your car's under 80,000 miles, we use OE filters. If it's above 80,000 miles, unless it's got an OE filter on it, I put a Pro Select filters or a Napa Performer oil filter on it, which they're good. Never had any trouble. And then we use, like I say, if your car is under that 80,000, we'll use the Motorcraft or the AC Delco oils. We do oil changes on the police car. I did the first oil change on our brand new Tahoe. It had like 4,400 miles on it. I was the first one to change oil. So we put OE everything on that. Well, we do on the squad cars because they're severe duty and they're emergency vehicles. Actually, Napa's been the best to me over the 30 years I've been doing this. But our AutoZone slip folder is getting thick. Yeah, we just ordered Michelle, we just ordered those TPMS sensors with the tool. So I got a whole brick of TPMS sensors with a free tool, cheaper than I could buy a whole brick of TPMS sensors. So we need to check and call Napa and see how they're doing with those sensors. I haven't walked into a Napa yet. Might soon have to have one nearby. Yeah, so we have, let me just pull it up. I'm going to probably bring you guys over here. I'm going to remove this guy's vehicle. Oh, it's okay. So let me put you back onto the internet. So we have all the dealers that come here. We'll put you guys onto the internet. Whoops. I got to make this fit a little bit better. My internet's made to go in landscape, so I'm just going to, now I'm going to hit the internet. So I have Napa, O'Reilly's, Johnston, Auto Value, AutoZone, and then I have all the dealers. Johnston delivers here once a day, Auto Value 3 times a day, AutoZone whenever I call them, O'Reilly's whenever I call them, or when I don't call anybody, but I order right here on Parts Tech. So whenever I place the order, Napa, O'Reilly's, or AutoZone just brings it right over. And if I, all the dealers, I got to order by 7:30. As long as I order by 7:30 in the morning, they come once a day. So all the dealers will come here once a day if I need it. My Ford dealer slip folder is the biggest out of all of my dealers. Probably because I work on a lot of Fords. It's probably just not because Fords break down. It's probably because I work on a lot of Fords. So let me get back to the comments so I can see what's going on. Timmy's still here. He's ordering parts from Jigs. I've only ordered a couple things from Jigs, mostly Summit, mostly Speedway for racing. We do got a local speed shop, a couple of them, and I go there to get a lot of stuff too. One guy's been specializing in race car parts for 40 years. I got a piece of dirt in my eye today. And I was wearing these glasses and it still got in my eye. So yeah, our theme here at the shop is affordability, economical based, economy based. So we do stuff, we try to put on the best parts we can at the cheapest rates we can. Alicia says Napa's all right. My local Napa is warehouse. Well, that's cool. Our warehouse is in Owatonna, so that's like 45 miles from here. So I get, as long as I order it the day before, I can get a order from the warehouse. Gotta go, buddy. Catch up with you on the next one. Yes, it'll be Thursday at 8. Thanks for coming, Noon's Racing 12. Keep those cars serviced. Yeah, so Timmy's buying a racing seat. So if we ever get the race car going, we have to buy a new seat. We have to buy new seat belts. We have to buy fire suits. We have to buy a helmet. We have to have the earbud. So it's a little FM transmitter that goes into your ear. We have to have a new fire extinguisher. So all our safety equipment would have to be updated. Well, I just looked down and we have made it past our 3 hours. That's great. Had a nice little chat tonight. Not too many problems, a little bit of problems with the camera, but we made it through there. The internet never dropped out, just my network did on the camera. So glad everybody came. And yeah, I'm pulling a Noons Racing. So we talked about a lot of stuff, and hopefully I get some more pictures for Thursday. I know it's only 2 days from now. I got to get some more pictures, and hopefully I'll have some more stories. So we don't have too heavy of a schedule coming in. So I keep everything scheduled out, just what I can do. I got to stay on schedule. I can't, if I get behind schedule, I'm in big trouble. So whenever I get behind schedule, it's hard for me to catch up, and I got to work on Sundays if we get behind schedule. So I don't like to work on Sundays, only on my own stuff. And me and Michelle have been working on the motorhome, getting ready to go for our trip. So I like to do that on Sundays. So yeah, we've been just staying on schedule. It's great. We've been like that for a few months now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna sign off and call it for tonight, and I'm gonna thank everybody for coming. And it was a great little live stream tonight. I had fun. Michelle's the moderator. She had fun, right, Michelle? And then hopefully I catch all you guys on Thursday at 8. So we changed our times for our live feed to be the same. So it's 8 o'clock on Tuesday, 8 o'clock on Thursday. Thursday is the landscape style and the long format. So yeah, hopefully you guys all have the rest of the, if I don't see you, just have the rest of the week and month go perfect for you. Thanks, Josh, for coming. Thanks, Leisure. Thanks, Timmy. Noons Racing, yeah. So we had a lot of people. Thank you guys all for coming. And I'm signing off, calling it a night. And you can catch me next time.